Morning, folks. Hope everybody's doing well this morning. It's a Monday morning, so you can imagine. Depends on how busy your weekend is. If you need a break from the weekend in order to recover, but anyway, today's shave is going to be with a Heritage Hill. This one here is called Washington, and I know you probably can't see, but right down here is the scent profile. And it is something that I appreciate when somebody puts the scent profile on the label, because after a while, in other words, they may not offer this particular soap anymore, whatever artisan it might be. So it's no longer on the website, so you can't go back to see what the scent profile is. And if you didn't make a record of it, then you have no idea for sure outside of what your nose may or may not pick up. But this one here, it puts it right there on the label. For me, that's a big thing. This is a 3-ounce variety, and it's fairly firm inside the jar here, but it is easy to scoop out and whip up in a bowl if you're a bowl lather like myself. Anyhow, that's what the label looks like right there. And of course, they got some more information on the sides and whatnot. But for me, I do appreciate this kind of labeling, and especially this here, just really awesome. Anyway, I've got it whipped up here in the bowl, and it smells really nice. And for me, I have to sometimes, refer back to this, and it's down, scent description down below, because my nose may pick up may be totally different than yours. And speaking of labels, this particular aftershave, no, it's not a match by any means. It's just what I decided I wanted to use today. And once again, there it is. There's the scent description right there on the label. And this one here is a Cognac Neat from Clubman, and it says that it's a sweet tobacco scent with patchouli and musk notes. And I like it. There's quite a bit that Clubman has that I do like. There's still maybe two flavors of their aftershaves that I haven't tried just yet. So eventually I'll get around to them and see if I like them or not. Some people like the Reserve, I guess you might say the original version, if you will. Some people really don't like it at all. So it is some of that and Vegetal. Those two are the kind that I haven't tried just yet. But one of these days I'll get around to it. I'm pretty sure I will. Anyway, excuse me. I got it whipped up here with a Yaqi brush that's got a 24 millimeter knot in the bottom of the handle. It's got a coin right there. Pretty cool. And this one here is a Patriot brush. I'll have a link down below if you want to check it out. It's whipped up a little on the wet side. It's pretty close to being drippy. That's what it looks like there on the inside there. It whipped up pretty nice. In the scent, it does smell very pleasant. My wife doesn't like patchouli, and sometimes she can pick that out about that quick. So she instantly, if she picks it up, she doesn't like the scent. But for me, I would think most folks would find this scent pretty pleasant. It has also a sweet orange flavor in there, and I don't mind. Yeah, it kind of does pick up a little bit of the fir, but my nose first picks up the sweet orange, I think is what I'm picking up. But it's really nice. So far, I've had really good luck with these scents that I've got from Heritage Hill. Today, the shaver, this is what is called from RazoRock a German 37. It's patterned after the Merkur 37 Slant. Both of, they're slants. And there's just a tiny bit of overhang, just a little bit. It's right there. You can feel it, but in other words, to the eye, it's just a little bit. The zinc alloy head with a stainless steel handle. This one here is a halo handle, and RazorRock, in other words, Italian barber, it runs right, I guess you might say the everyday price is at about $25. And with this particular handle, it does seem to add a certain amount of weight. If you don't like this particular one, I think it's offered in barber pole as well as super knurl. In other words, there's, I think, 4 different handles total that it's offered in. If you want a different kind of handle than this one here, this knurling is pretty grippy. I like this handle. It's pretty nice. And also the blade is a Personna blade. But so in other words, last video was a shaver from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. That's a open comb slant, and this one here is another slant razor. Next shave will be with the Mercury 37C slant razor. So in other words, I'll be doing a number of shaves that are slant razors. No, I don't have one of all of them by any means, but it'll be, I guess you might say, a healthy introduction for those folks that are unfamiliar with the what's left of the Preshave cube there, of slant razors that I have that, in other words, you may be interested in or may not, depending on where you're at in your shave routine. My experience with the both the Mercury and the RazoRock here, both these slants are pretty smooth shavers. I don't find either one of them overly aggressive. I think most folks will find them, how can you say, okay to use if you're looking for something that is easy to use, a fairly smooth shaver. And this one here is a great value at $25. That's a price is hard to beat for a slant razor. And this one here, like I said, this one here is basically metal, and then the one I used in the past video was a plastic one. Both of them kind of sort in the same price range. I think if you round up the Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements double open comb slant was near the $27 mark if I remember right, and this one here is $25, so they're both pretty close in the same price range, but weight wise totally different. This one here is quite a bit heavier, of course. I think the Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements razor the weight was just over half an ounce, if I remember right. I think it ends up being like 5.6 or something like that on the weight. Didn't quite catch the weight, but I got the link down below to the website if you want to check out some of the information about how heavy this one here is. And it probably has a lot to do with what handle you choose also. Man, this does smell great. Heritage Hill did a great job on the label. I really do like the label. I mean, of course, yeah, I like the soap, but to me, it's always nice to get a container with a label that you really do like. And the brush handle goes right along with the same theme. It's not every morning when I shave that my nose picks up the scent as well as it has the past few mornings. So sometimes I may rant and rave a little bit more about the scent than other shaves because it has a lot to do with the fact that my nose is a part-time worker, and part-time is maybe a stretch. I have suffered from sinus issues for a good number of years, so that has a lot to do with how my nose works. So we're going to get started here. Like I say, this has got a Personna blade. It is a very smooth shaver. Really can't say enough about it, the value of this. Now, the Mercury 37, it just depends on, sometimes you catch it on sale, but you have to be, how can you say, very patient and diligent in finding it on sale and be ready to get it when it is on sale. Otherwise, the everyday price is quite a bit more than what the RazorRock is. And it is, the Mercury 37C is a two-piece design. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. And this one here is a three-piece design. Very smooth. I find it, for me, it's efficient enough. I don't find it, in other words, it's smooth. I don't know that I would consider it not efficient. I think it is, at least for the routine that I have. Now, off camera, sometimes I might change up the routine just a little bit, but with the green pass, I've got, if you feel this direction, In other words, I catch most of what's left already with the Against the Green pass. There's not a whole lot left. And that probably also has a lot to do with the shave from the 2 days in a row. In other words, I use the Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements double open comb slant razor, and it's a nice razor. I get good shaves with it. In other words, slant razors depends on which one you get. They come in different varieties. Some are more aggressive than others. In other words, more blade feel might be another way of putting it. And how efficient they are, it just depends on what your needs are sometimes. I do find this really easy to use. I find this just as easy to use as an Edwin Jagger DE89. It is possible to cut yourself with it. I can't remember, Matt from Razor Emporium was doing a video comparing the two of them. And I can't remember which one it was that he was using when he nicked himself with it. So it's not like it's not possible for that to happen. It is. It just, just depends on how your shave routine, and it is when you're shaving and talking at the same time. Typically you don't do this off camera, talking to yourself, in other words. It's easier to focus, so that has a lot to do with sometimes what happens on video. Not necessarily the razor's fault, as opposed to the user is not totally focused on what's going on. It didn't take a whole lot, in other words, to lose focus and get pressure and angle off, whatever the case might be. And this does smell good. It is nice when my nose is working. And sometimes it may be, in other words, working right now. Give it an hour or two later and it won't be working at all. I don't smell much of anything sometimes. So as it goes for how long does an aftershave last, it just really depends on how well my nose is working. For me, a lot of times, probably the best thing is when I use like a beard oil that is scented. And so in other words, it's right here on my face, right underneath my nose. Sometimes that's the best way I can pick it up. Kind of thinking at $25, this value is hard to beat. For a razor that's not plastic, I should say. That is the upside of a plastic razor. You don't have to worry about the shaver itself rusting. The blade is a different animal. It might rust on you, but the rest of it, if it's plastic, you don't have to worry about it. This one here, I really like this handle. It's just such a nice shaver. I do have some slants though that are a bit more aggressive. Not quite as a smooth shave, but definitely efficient. Got that blade feel. Like I say, they are pretty much well diverse when it comes to slant razors, and you can find them at in other words, a nice value, or you can spend a few bucks. I have I don't know if Grumatorium still has them on sale or not, but quite some time ago I picked up a fine slant razor from Grumatorium, and I think the normal price, the everyday price you might find on some websites for it might be in the neighborhood of $25. And I got a towel over here, is what I'm drying my hands on, and picked mine up for 80 bucks. But to me, I thought that was a substantial savings, so I thought if I was ever going to pick it up, ever buy one, that would be the time to do it. But they still might have it for sale for $80 if they still have it in stock. Got just a little bit of stinging here and there. It's not a wholesale, area. It's just a little bit, a little spot here and one on my cheek and that sort of thing. But Just a really nice smooth shave though. My experience with the 37 is it's not very. I can't remember a time that I ever ended up with any neck sweepers or anything of the sort. Always a nice smooth shave with it. All right, and got it hiding over here. I squeezing just a few more shaves out of this Stirling unscented witch hazel that is mentholated. It is getting cooler here. Some of the highs here in Oklahoma during the day, in other words, is near 60, sometimes above 60, is quite a fluctuation, so it is hitting that, I guess you might say, that fall temperature time frame, where some days you might get mid-70s and some days you might reach 60 for the high. But once again, that's the unscented but mentholated witch hazel from Stirling. Yeah, I'm going to have to break out the Humphreys here pretty soon. I do have one more Stirling witch hazel that is black ice. I use that for different occasions, but it is a nice scent if you like licorice. I feel that nice cooling effect going on my face. But Clubman, there's I think 6 versions of the Clubman Reserve now. This is just one of the 6. It's 6 ounces, and I think depends on where you get it. I guess you might say it'd be around the $9 or $10 mark for everyday price, but it's a pretty good value. There's a restrictor right there. There's one I haven't used in a while, an aftershave I hadn't used in a while. I need to work it in sometime here pretty soon. Clubman does offer some of their aftershaves in a smaller size, in other words, right around the, I think, the 3-ounce size. And Master is another one that'll offer a smaller container of their aftershave, and it's like $1.75, $2, in other words. Pretty inexpensive. In other words, if you're looking for a smaller container of aftershave, sometimes you can find Clubman in a smaller one if you want to give them a try instead of buying the full size, if you will. Just a really nice shave this morning. It's exactly what I expected this morning. Like I say, definitely a great value shave this morning, in my opinion. Great shave. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay healthy, stay safe, and smooth shaves to you.